On April 3, 1973, the first handheld mobile phone was released by Motorola. Since then, this phone has provided a fast and easy way to communicate with others. However, as the daily usage of the phone has increased, so has the amount of car accidents. Each day, 11 teens die in car crashes as a result of phone usage. A study was done by Jacobs Media to find out what the most used feature people used on their cell phones each day. The results were not shocking. Text messaging was ranked as the number one feature, with checking emails, answering phone calls, and checking social media not coming in far behind. I can admit that I have texted while driving, answered a phone call while driving, and even checked social media while driving. However, the main focus of today's presentation is to assess the dangers and distractions that phone usage while driving provides, and the ways that we as a nation have begun to prevent future events from occurring. We all claim to be great drivers, but are we really? Are we even great multitaskers? The very minimal amount of our time that can be taken off the road is 5 seconds. However, if you were driving down the highway at 55 miles per hour, then you would have driven the length of a football field without your attention on the road. Today, 82% of Americans aged 16 through 17 have cell phones, and 52% of them have admitted to either calling or texting while driving. Those numbers are quite staggering, and I ask myself, what makes kids think this is okay? Some of the excuses to justify this action include reading a text is safer than composing and sending one. I hold the phone closer to the windshield so that I still have view of the road. Or I only text at stoplights. However, the most shocking excuse out of all of them is when kids say, I see my parents do it. 48% of children admit to seeing their parents answer a phone call or respond to a text while they're in the car. I would like to talk about a woman named Brenda McKee. Around 5 o'clock p.m. in July, Brenda was in the middle of a crosswalk when an SUV hit her and dragged her about the length of a block. There was a car sitting at the red light and witnessed all the events that occurred, including the fact that the driver was looking at their phone when they ran the red light. As a result of this incident, Brenda had to receive a blood transfusion, suffered a brain injury, 150 staples in her head, a fractured skull, her broken collarbone, her ribs, pelvis, and hip had been fractured, and both ankles had been broken. Since then, Brenda has made a full recovery and is back to doing her daily activities. However, it took her over a year to recover from this accident, and she still deals with cognitive trauma from this. As the driver of the vehicle, all it took was 5 seconds to not be looking at the road. Our country has realized the effects of texting and driving and has implemented several laws to prevent events from occurring. Currently, 10 states prohibit drivers from using handheld devices. 32 states prohibit novice drivers from using cell phones, and 39 states prohibit drivers from text messaging. Besides putting these laws in place, many states have even attached fees if you are caught texting and driving. In Missouri, it is $200, in Illinois, $75, and in Iowa, $30. However, watch out for Alaska, because if you are caught texting and driving there, it costs over $10 grand. A future improvement that I found quite outstanding was done by the National Highway Safety Administration, which stated a recent guideline by the Department of Transportation is looking to install a device in cars that would block common cell phone functions unless stopped or parked. So how can we take this matter into our own hands? First, try turning off your cell phone or even put it on silent while you're driving. If you still struggle with wanting to pick up that phone, try placing it in your glove compartment or even in the back seat. Finally, if all else fails, you can even download this app, which prevents you from using your phone while the car is in motion. I encourage everyone to look into and take the pledge to not text and drive. I have certainly looked into it, and I am intending on joining. Previously, I stated that there was a rise of car accidents due to phone usage while driving. Although we as a nation have implemented several laws and fees for this problem, we can still take this matter into our own hand by setting aside the phone while driving. I understand how tempting it is to pick up that phone when you see it, but I encourage you to wait because answering that text is not worth the possible outcomes. And I found a picture from a car accident that shows just how serious texting and driving is. Thank you.